JN, which is a steel place.
You are you cutting
operator.
or what are you doing? Oh, machine.
Yeah, machine operator. I punch holes in steel.
Yeah.
Does he have it?
Medeiros is going to get it.
They're going to toss it. They haven't got it.
He's on the outside line, though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now, though, for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such trouble. He's not a second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and people of all ages, we return for the Virtual World Sportscar Championship 1985 series. And where are we now? We're at Brands Hatch. Should it be the F1 circuit of Britain? It probably should be. Is it more exciting than Silverstone? Absolutely. Is it as safe? No. If the F1 cars go around here at this moment in time, you probably are more likely having, politely, you might die. Let's bring up the calendar for this season. At this moment in time, it's Brands Hatch this week, 250 kilometers, all 60 laps for you people that want to do it that way. We're off to Fuji on the 28th of October. And then the final race of the season, after having a month and a little bit of a break, we finish off for 250 kilometers at Sandown. Looking forward to that one. The track itself, as you can see, it is the full Grand Prix layout once again here at Brands Hatch, and it's 4.27 kilometers, 2.61 miles. It's the built in 1950, but it's the 76 to 87 layout. As well, and you can see some of the names have changed. Nothing really major on that one. Gonna be interesting. Orange zone, don't forget, you can actively overtake, but you will be punished if you cause penalties within that. Balanced setups for the hills and the turns for the keys to the race. Keep off the grass. Well, that's fairly obvious. Narrow track, tricky passing. Fuel X, 1, no refueling. They will have to save fuel. Target 2.08 litres per lap, or 1 minute 20s to get them through 60 laps. It's going to be very interesting indeed. Let's bring you up the scores on the doors at this moment in time. In the C1 Pros, Danny Hurlock leading away on 108 points with Eduardo Bonica on 97. Are they probably the real two challengers going into the last 3 races? Absolutely. There probably isn't going to be many more unless JT Tammy has an absolute blinder. Smile Power Racing and Drongo Thrashers are out in the lead in the teams on that one. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Moving on. C1 Pro-Ams. Ross Smith, believe it or not. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I did say his name is leading the championship. Now, Ross, as we know, has had some awful seasons, but this season he is flying and doing a great job. Well out in front in the C1 Pro-Am. Do I really want to talk about anybody else? Tony McCaughlin? Well, only if Ross has an absolute stinker. But Ross has got his consistency by the key this week, and then he's doing a great job. But also, Tony is not here this week either. Cookie Monsters out in front, 186, double the points of CMS Pro Jaguar. Can't really see them making any inroads. That's mainly thank you to Ross, who's carrying the whole team on his back at this moment in time. C1 AMS, Jerry Chen out in front on 116, George Angelidis on 112, and Peter Meyer on 100. They're really the main 3 challengers in the C1 AMS. Going to be interested to see how that evolves and see how he gets on over the last 3 races. Breaking Bad, Martini, and Team Autohouse, not miles apart on the points for the 3 of them, but it is looking like a Martini Breaking Bad racing points race for the team standards. Concalves, Angelidis. Angelidis could really do with Concalves to helping him out. Jerry Chen and Carl Struhel, same scenario. Jerry could really do with a bit of help because at the moment, them two have got broken backs carrying for the team at this moment in time. So we've got to keep an eye out and see how they get on. I'm JP. I'm going to be joined in the booth by Mr. Jim Cunningham. And as always, I've got Mr. Paul Glover in my ear roll. But I do want to bring the man up who is leading the C1 Pro-Ams at this moment in time. He's paid all the other drivers to let him lead the championship. It is, of course, Mr. Ross Smith. Ross, welcome into the booth, buddy. How are you?
Good evening. Good, thank you. And hope everybody's doing well here in the booth as well.
Dude, you're leading the Pro-Ams. What's going on?
It's all part of the plan. Yeah, it's been a long season, and obviously Tony's been pretty close. But he's missed several races, so it's pretty much hampered him and handed it off to me. And then, of course, John Uyon's been missing. His son, who's part of his team, have also been missing. So the Pro-Am division is a bit lacking for drivers for the most part of the season, which I just happen to be here the most. So that kind of takes it by default.
So tonight is just you and John in the Pro-Ams. As well. John's not really a threat in conjunction with points. Are we actually going to see a Ross Smith champion?
I believe it's already been declared, at least for the drivers. For the teams, I think it's still open, but pretty unlikely at this point for
drivers. You've done. You've wrapped it up.
Yeah. I think Max Petravsky actually went through and did the calculations and everything. So I think there might be one other that's wrapped up for the season. I have to go back and look at the post, though.
Well, you got the C1 Pro-Ams, obviously, that you're leading at the moment. If that is correct, well done to you. I can't see the C1 Pros being wrapped up, considering there's only 11 points between the 2 of them.
No.
Or the C1 AMS, considering there's only 4 points between Jerry Chen and George Angelidis, and only 16 with Peter Meyer back. So I think, if anything, you're probably the only championship that is wrapped up. Team points wise, again, they're all very close. Maybe the C1 Pro-Ams might be the championship that is wrapped up the most there as well. Ross, how's it been this season? How's everything working out with the mods, the historic mods, the 85 mods? You know, we haven't really been here for much of this season, so we haven't had a chance to have one of our wonderful chats. How's everything been, that side of things, with the mods in general?
Well, if you take a look inside the March or anytime during the race, the cockpit is complete, so it just leaves the MCA. And once that one's done, we can release the mod into the workshop as soon as the season ends. So pretty excited about that, and it should go fairly smoothly. We're going through the historic mods for next year have actually been released to the beta testers, so they're doing lots of on-track magic, basically. I mean, they're doing a great job. Jerry Chen, John Uyan, and George Angelides have been tremendous in getting those cars through alpha phase and handing off. And this is it's a great project. I can't wait for it to be revealed, because the cars are going to be a heck of a lot of fun. And yeah, we should be on track to see a release around U.S. Thanksgiving, so the end of November, about whatever that weekend is. I think the 27th, somewhere in there. So it should be for that one, and for the moderns as well. We're getting a lot of those back. Unfortunately, Toyota gypped us. They were supposed to reveal their GT3, and they didn't. So that's been pushed off to January. That car will make an appearance into the pack. It'll just be later on, after we get all the details and our modeler can put it together. But yeah, lots of other surprises coming along with that one too. It'll be a good time.
Very nice indeed. Well, looking forward to that. What's the ambition for today? What do you think? How's it going to work out for you? Are you going to be able to save enough fuel?
Fuel is actually the least of the concerns for pretty much everyone here. It's mostly tire wear this time. We haven't really had to contend with that, but it's going to be interesting to see who is going for a strategy of staying out, and who's going to actually try and come in, get some fresh rubber, and make up some time as they're on the track, because it's going to be rough. And the weather kind of rolled in here. It hasn't rained yet. I didn't think it was supposed to, but you know, this is Great Britain, so it's you never know around here whether it's going to get a little sprinkle in Dingledell, or you know, or just going to kind of have moody clouds the whole time. But
dude, it can rain at any point. I'm hoping I hope you realize that, right? You know, at any point it could be dry for ages, and then all of a sudden it will just absolutely chuck it down. So that could be the plan, and we might actually see if that happens, to be blatantly honest with you. What do we think is going to happen with multi-class here, Ross, in conjunction? It is a very tight circuit going off through Hawthorns. That sort of backside of the circuit is very, very tough indeed. Dingledale, Sheens. How is that all going to work out for you guys in the car?
Yeah, the backside, like going into sector 3, exactly like you're saying. It's Dingledale, I think, is going to be the most troublesome part, just for drivers dealing with tire wear as the race goes on. It's going to be lots of close fighting, I think, early on. Drivers are going to kind of use up some of their cars, and then you're going to get around that halfway point, and depending on what happens with the weather, what happens with just sort of the race sequence as it's going, it's going to lead to people coming in. I think it's going to happen. So I think consistency is going to be the major key to be able to be successful today. The Lancias are pretty quick. They're ones to keep an eye on. And I mean, obviously you got Lalonde and Angelides down there in the AMs. They're up ahead of some of the pros and the pro-AMs. So they're crushing it. I think that's going to give a chance for George's team in the AMs to be able to get some points up on Jerry Chen and John Meyer. So that'll be fun to watch. The guys at the front, Herlock, Beninka, Day. I think Borman's going to make his way up there as long as his internet holds out. Fingers crossed. And keep an eye out for Tom Lane and Dahlgren. I think they're going to be maybe some dark horses as things go on. Strategy is going to play a big part today. It's going to be a ton of fun to watch in the car and outside of the car where you guys are.
And how did qualifying go for you?
Oh, terrible. Still struggling a lot to come to grips with what's going on with the new car configuration. Obviously, we've had the super slicks, super softs taken out, and we're kind of running on basically the same as everyone else. Is one of the key benefits of the March previously was it was a great qualifier, and then it was just you had to stay out in front of everyone during the race. And so the balance has been a little bit shifted. So now it qualifies almost basically the same, maybe a little bit worse than everyone else, but the race pace should be a little bit closer. So I don't know. Some of the other guys, Wouter, he's been able to manage it. Ben Borman, he's playing with it today. Hopefully he'll be able to showcase the peak of how the car is able to perform. Maybe Tom, but it's a struggle for sure. Hopefully we'll make a show out of it and just kind of move our way up as people drop out.
Oh man, well, looking forward to seeing how you get on there as well. Big shout out to YouTube chat going on in a moment. Mr. Reese is in there as well. Great Scots Racing, and poor old Craig Jones is there as my wife and his wife are chatting on the phone. So he is sat in YouTube chat. So there we go. Feel sorry for Craig listening to them two bunny on, but there we go. Jim, welcome in, dude. I haven't spoken to you since the broadcast side. I do apologise, but me and Ross got chatting. How are you this evening?
No, it's good. I'm doing great. Be good to be doing a broadcast with you. It's been a while since you and I have worked together. Good to be here at Brands Hatch. And I'm, of course, extremely excited. We had Ross came to visit us in the booth. I always love getting to chat with him and listen to all the stuff that they're working on. So, yeah, everything is good. Excited.
Good. Looking forward to seeing how this one goes. We will bring you up some track action very, very shortly, guys, as well. We are just into the stages of warm-up, which means qualifying has been done. So we will bring that up very, very shortly as well, please, rather than just staring at us. Here is the grid. Dan Herlock is going to lead the way with Eduardo Vaninka in second. Then Ollie Day and Elko Bussenink are going to round out row 2 on that one. Going on to row 3, Timon Suvic and Alexandro Smeraldi is on 6th place. Then Ben Borman in 7th, Magnus Dahlgren in 8th. So great job from them. Going down into 9th, Tom Lane of Wout de Bruin and JT Tammy. Gilles Lalonde leading the way there as well in the first one at the C1 AMS, sitting in 12th place. Then is George Angelidis in 13th. And then we've got John Uyan down in 14th. Alexander Schultz down in 15th. And Maximilian Petravsky is there in 16th place. Good job from him. Then we've got Jerry Chen, 17th. Ross Smith leading the way in C1 Pro-Ams, of course. And then Carl Sturl and Vinicius Concalves there once again in 20th place. And then Darrell Kruger down in 21st. Seeing how he gets on. Should be an interesting one here once again. I'll tell you what we can do. If we've got some cars on track, can we go and have a look at a lap on board one of these cars around this circuit? I don't know about anybody else, but let's see some action here once again before there as well. Kim D's in YouTube chat. Hello. Stacey Scotts. Hi, Jim and James and Paul. So there we go. As we jump on board now around this Brands Hatch circuit. Going to be an interesting one, Jim. It's going to be very tight. It's going to be very twisty. Traffic is going to play a massive part here as we're on board with Dan Herlock.
Yeah, I'm still learning Brands Hatch. You know, I didn't have a lot of experience here. Growing up American, I didn't know a lot about Brands Hatch, but I am definitely rapidly growing an appreciation for this track. It's becoming one of my favorites.
Yeah, it is one of the most amazing tracks. We're in through Westfield, drop down into Dingledale now. Blind corner at Dingledale corner on the right-hand side has actually changed names since the new going forward on that. Then into the left-hand, you can take a little bit of curb on there as well if you can. And then you're straight down Clearways coming into Clark right at the end as well. Hard on the brake, get the car turned in, get it open, release it open, let it run wide. Now bring it back for starting of your lap. This is where it's going to be mainly the situation, and it's going to be very, very tough. That drop down Paddock Hill, we are going to see people run wide. It's going to be fairly obvious, and it will happen here again, Jim. That's going to be the thing. They've got to control Paddock Hill to be able to control the rest of the lap. It is a very flow circuit, and if you lose your flow halfway round, it's all gone and dusted.
To me, one of the things that I've seen in the few races that I've done here recently, as I'm starting to grow an appreciation for it, is the way this track was designed, it loads the cars up at the bottom of a hill, and then you crest right as the car is turning. So the car gets really light. It seems like that's a real pattern around here. As the cars come up a hill, there's always a turn there, and they have to try to rotate the car when it's really light. And it does seem to cause a lot of incidents.
Yeah, that's the thing with this. The undulation on this circuit is absolutely nuts. to be blatantly honest. And the drops down from Paddock Hill go down through Pilgrim's Rise up the other side of Druids. Massive incline, massive drop. Same coming out of Druids, dropping down the hill to Graham Hill. Cooper, Surtees, all straight on one line on the flat surface. And then you go around and then you're off through Pilgrim's Drop. Massive. Again, you're up and down through Pilgrim's Drop. Hawthorne, Derek Minter, Westfield, same kind of scenario. Dingledale, you got to drop down the hill to come out the other side to a blind corner at Dingledale Corner, mind you. You can't really see. You aim at a tree and then you go forward. Sterling's again dropping down the hill. It's full of undulation. That's why the circuit makes it one of the best in the UK, to be blatantly honest with you. Okay. Yeah, onto the formation lap now as well. Jim, you still there?
Yeah, I was. I
what did you do?
Sure.
You kind of just shut up and you didn't say anything.
I thought that they were doing a standing start when I heard the little beep in the background. I thought that was the lights going off, so I was trying to stay out of your way and let you call the start. I didn't realize that we were going to do a warm-up lap, so that was my bad.
Oh, dearie me, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I didn't want to get in your way, you know. You call a wonderful race start. I didn't want you to be tripping over me in the process.
No, there's always a formation lap. Oh, God blimey. Carl's boys, welcome in. As in the booth, he's jumped in the booth into YouTube chat as well. Carl, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us. As we're going to get this race up and running with these drivers. It's going to be an interesting one. What do we think is going to happen, Jim? Chaos, or do we think it's going to be clean?
Well, I don't know. I did the spa race, and there was its fair share of chaos for sure. But we had moisture there, so that's a different animal. If we don't get rain, I think these cars are spread out, and I think we'll be okay. I don't think it'll be horrible chaos. But this track, from what I've seen, breeds a little chaos just between the battle between the driver and the track, not even counting the other drivers, you know.
Oh, dude, it's a nightmare. And if it rains, it's going to be an even bigger problem. You know, mind you, we are in the UK, and let's be real about it. It can rain just by me and Paul looking up at the clouds, to be honest. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. There's going to be plenty of strategy involved. I don't know why Stacey Scott has put Ross for president 2028 in YouTube chat. I'm not entirely sure I'd want to see that, to be blatantly honest with you. But anyway, we're going to look forward to seeing how this one goes. Coming towards the end of this formation lap now as well. We're on the run through Sterling's, and it's going to be clearways and then through Clark Curve. And well, ladies and gentlemen, this 60 lap race is going to be green. Should be done in about an hour 20, maybe a little bit more than that, but we're going to find out who's going to come out on top. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The lights are on. It's dripped down to darkness already. Let's not forget, it's got to be auto lighted here in RF2, otherwise you do get DQ'd. Hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and people of all ages. Doesn't matter what country you are from. We're starting off for the BWSC at Brands Hatch, and at this moment in time, it is now starting up. We are green. Herlock got away off the start there, dropping down into turn one. Chased, followed by Eduardo Beninca. Day did not get a good start. He's got Bussing pressurising him. Coming in for the first time through Druids, and Dan Herlock still managing to hold on. Everybody at this moment in time has got through the track nice and clean, but the leaders, Herlock, Beninca, Bussing, not very far apart at all, Jim. Everybody got through cleanly, no real drama.
No, it seems everybody got off pretty clean there. It was interesting as those cars got to the bottom of Paddock Hill there. It seemed like they were bottoming out with a full load of fuel on these things. It'll be interesting to see if that causes some grief early on in the race with these big elevation changes around here.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to find out how these guys get on. Herlock, Beninca, Bussing out in front at the moment. They're leading the way. C1 Pro, C1 Hams, it's Gilles Lalonde. And then Uyan leading the C1 Pro-Am. So it's going to be a good mix of drivers. Let's see how the likes of Jerry Chen get on moving through the field, though, Jim. Are they going to be able to do it?
I believe, again, once this settles out here, we're getting a little bit of movement here early on. But I think once they space out, it's a move hard up the inside right there.
Yeah, Ollie Day's on the outside at the moment. Smeralda's in there, Day's in there as well. I can tell you one thing, though. If them guys that have not got headlights on do not get them on quickly, they will instantly be DQ'd. They should have had it on an auto light. it will come on automatically. Otherwise, RF2 does funky things, and there's 3 cars there that could be out of this race if they do not get the headlights on, because it does automatically kick you out. I don't know why it does it. Nobody seems to know why it does it, but if you do not have your headlights on when they're supposed to be on, it will kick you out of the server. So, Scott's in YouTube chat, Ollie Day, get your headlights on. Absolutely, because I can tell you one thing, if they don't, it's going to be a drama. But lots of action taking shape at this moment in time. We're going to find out how everybody's going to get on as we're on board with John Uyan leading the way, of course, trying to catch up. We think that the championship is done with Ross in the C1 Pro-Ams. Of Ross, at this moment in time, is coming out as champion.
Yeah, well, and, you know, like you said, well, he claims that, oh, we got somebody off track there. Trying to figure out who that is.
Yeah, we'll have a look and see. We'll see if we can get some information.
Tom Lane.
Ben Borman, Magnus Dahlgren still out on track 6 and 7. Lane sitting in 8 for the moment. Here is the replay of what we've just called. It's Timon Suvik. That's that drama. There's another one without lights. Oh, he's run wide there. Timon Suvik down through Dingledale. But there's a couple of people who don't have lights on here. I'm a little bit worried about these, Jim, because how funky RF2 is, it will just terminate him from the race.
Even in a private server setup like this, it still kicks him out, huh?
Yep. It still does. It will terminate him. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. 4's in the background. There's another one halfway down there who does not have lights on either. You may express the fact that why is this a drama? Because RF2, if they don't have their lights on, will kick them out of the server. So we're going to have to make sure they can. Herlock, Benica going side by side through Dingledale at the moment, and Dan Herlock still leading the race. This is going to be an interesting battle. Contact there as well, off the side of the circuit. Oh, that's not a good start for Sermon. That's Helco Bussing.
Wow, that was the yellow. Who was in the yellow car? Because that thing started twitching on him, and then he got into Busink and drove him off the track there.
Yeah, absolutely. But JT Tammy there in 11th, and Busink is tucked in behind him. So we'll keep an eye out and see what goes on with some of these drivers here. Once again, Dan Herlock, Eduardo Bedinka, half a second apart, leading the way, currently dropping down Paddock Hill. This is a replay here currently for Gilles Lalonde. And there you go, Gilles not got lights on anyway. He does spin, comes back across the track. A few more people wiggle around him. Ross, oh, there's another one spinning at the bottom. Ross Smith, look at all them cars without lights on. I'm really hoping they get them on. Oh, there's more down the bottom here. Let's have a look and see if we can find who that was as well. But Herlock, Bedinka side by side currently at the moment. Great job from these guys. Herlock does end up losing that lead to Eduardo Bedinka. Bedinka has looked quick here as well, Jim, and he's just taking the lead.
I'll tell you what, and he did it with the rear end, absolutely hung out there on the curbing. That was a fantastic job of car control to get around Herlock there.
Yeah, watch the cars at the bottom. Here it goes. Maximilian Petrovsky straight away. Oh, he hits Ross. Comes across the track in front of the Martini. Oh, who is that? And unfortunately, Petrovsky, that might have been Concalves further down. And that is a little bit of drama this early on.
Yeah, that was a tough spot right there. Boy, Benika's car is absolutely on the edge.
Yeah. Target times a lap. Target times of 1 minute 20. Everybody at the moment is in and around the 20s. Benika's on a 20.2. So whether or not he's going to push early, this is a replay that we think of Dan Herlock. There you go. That's how the lead went all a little bit wrong. And then there was contact there as well. And unfortunately, that number 47 machine ends up off the side of the circuit. So, yeah, it's all going to get a little bit scary. And that number 47 was Elko Bussink on that one as well. So, yeah, great battles taking shape here, Jim. Lap 6 is 60 already.
Yeah, no, this is, we do have some great battles going on, a couple different spots on the track. along with some dramas. As you said, we've got a few guys that are struggling to keep it on the track right now. You're right. If we get some moisture here, this is going to be an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to keep an eye out and see whether or not it's going to be coming here. Rain, 0% chance at the moment, but that doesn't mean it won't. Magnus Dahlgren, Alessandro Smeralda battling it out side by side down into turn one. In they go, and it is Dahlgren managing to hold on. Smeralda goes around the outside, tries to cut across. Is that an overtake off the side of the circuit, though? That's going to be the interesting thing.
He gave it back. Yeah, I think he knew that one wasn't going to hold up.
Yeah, it goes again, tries to go the inside there, nothing doing into Graham Hill. Now it's going to be a run down through Cooper, down into Surtees. That difficult left-hander, Jim, this corner. It really is a pain, and it's quite late to get the power back up.
Yeah, well, I'm not real familiar with that. So that it seems like that corner kind of falls away from you.
Yeah, basically it goes uphill, but it's an uphill camber to the right corner. So it's a very difficult corner to get 100% right. And when you do get it right, God, it does feel nice to be able to get it right, because you get a nice little run out of Surtees down Pilgrim's Drop. So that's where it's going to happen. I'm wondering if this early on, Benica is not worried about fuel. He's just doing that 1 minute 20, going as fast as he possibly can here. Got another replay on your screen. This is poor Mr. JT Tammy. There you go, into Surtees, gets it wrong. Oh no, goes down at Graham Hill, I should say, and runs it off the side of the circuit. Does he get back on cleanly? He does, no real problems at all. Running wide is going to be a constant thing this afternoon, Jim, I think, to be blatantly honest with you.
Yeah, it seems like it. And to be honest, this is exactly what I saw. Well, I tell you what, man, these cars are literally riding right on a razor's edge. Every one of them, the back end is just stepping out all over the place.
They are very, very twitchy indeed. And that is what Wouter de Bruin and Timon Suvic are finding out down the order. We've still got Mr. Uyan leading the way in the C1 Pro-Ams. Ross Smith sitting in second. And then it's George Angelidis. He's leading further back there, as you can see, and Benica out in front. Lots of action still to come, though, Jim. I don't think we're going to see half of it with 52 laps remaining.
Right. No, I agree. I think I'm looking at Uyan here, which we had just showed a second ago. No lights on any of these guys here at all. I'm looking at, I see that. But Uyan's car running that old Jaguar XJR livery, man, that was this was right during my childhood, teenage years, man. I absolutely loved those Jaguars back then. That was that was around the time when Martin Brundle came to drive for Jaguar.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very, very long time ago, and for traffic, you're getting that all wrong.
What are you trying to say?
Oh, dude, we're old. There's no getting around it here as well. What game is this? It is just me. It is RF2 on PC modded. So you basically, mods are free, tracks are free, and you can get to race on it here as well without buying content. So great job. There's no getting over the fact, Jim, we are old, and that's the way the situation is on there at the same time. But Benica still out in front, still sitting at 120s at this moment in time, 20.7, breaking in 20.9 for Tom Lane. So a lot more cars getting into the 20s. Yeah, no, and well, apparently, that's the target time. So we'll see if they can, how long, like Benica can maintain that pace. They're obviously going to probably have to slow it down a little. Maybe they're anticipating some rain and figured they'll make it up then and build as big a lead as they can get early on in this race if we do get some rain. Yeah, but to be honest, that's like playing dice and hoping for a double six. You know what I mean? It's a shot in the... Oh, my gosh. Busek there, getting all out of control behind. Poor Busek, he's already slippery. Busek's already been caught up in somebody else's mess. Yeah, the number 47 behind has got did get a big old snap on at the same time. Yeah. Between these guys, it was getting very, very close indeed. What have they got to do, Jim, this early on? 50 laps to go. I mean, at this point, they should be settling into their pace to make sure they can get there on fuel, and just kind of, maintain their pace and try to pick off guys one by one. And
Avoid mistakes, I think, is the key here. More than anything, you see these guys getting off track. I think if you just ran a clean race here, you're going to move up pretty nicely, because apparently there's going to be a great deal of mistakes here.
Yeah, absolutely as well. Just me looks nice. Mate, get yourself involved. Discord link down below in the description. Come along, get involved, come and drive some great. These are 1985 cars as well. There's also the VWSC 2025 series that you can have a look at. They do have a series at the same time that's all modded as we're off the side of the circuit there. Not a great position for some of these drivers at this moment in time. What do we reckon? Right, this is a very full-on circuit. It's a right, it's an uphill, it's a right, it's a downhill, it's a left, and there's lots of things involved with these. How are they going to keep this without going into the pits and having that brief 30-second break as JT Tammy has just swapped places with John Huyan? How are they going to literally try and keep their mind in check? Because I know for one that I would be off thinking about what I've got to do for dinner or something.
Well, I think that at a track like this, maybe you're better off. Maybe you're better off at a track like this because you can't lose focus for a split second here. Uh-oh. Ross going to have a little incident. Oh, no, stay out of the wall. Oh, man, that's a big lick, too. Crushed the poor lobster's nose there.
Yeah, Ross in the wall there. That is not good. He's in last place behind John Huyan. He just had to sit there and let all of them cars go. But he has, if it is the maths that are correct, he has wrapped up the C1 Pro-Am Championship anyway.
He talked about he was struggling with that March car right now with the tire deal and everything. Obviously, Ben Borman is running the same combo in the pro category, and he's up there running solidly in fourth right now. But Ross seemed to be struggling, and now apparently he's bringing it into the pits here to get it worked on.
Yeah, I'd probably look at doing the same, to be honest with you. This is another replay of that Martini machine running down the grass. That's coming out of Dingledale. Poor old George Angelidis there, not getting Dingledale right, and that is the problem. Because it's such a blind corner.
Yeah, it's rough but I think that I think George could possibly have some damage on that car, though. He was involved in that earlier incident, and he smacked the nose on his pretty good when he got involved in that other people's business there in that spin. He may potentially have a little damage on it, which is hard to keep the front end down on the ground right now if he's suffered a little aero damage up front.
Yeah, maybe, but we're going to have to find out and see how he gets on here at the same time. Carl Sturl just breaking away from Darrell Kruger, 1.4 seconds. Ross in the pit lane. We've been in the pit lane for a minute. You can see on the left-hand side, Beninka leading C1 Pros, Herlock, Dahlgren, Borman, Smeraldi, Lane, De Bruyn, Subic, boosting Tammy in that section, and then John Huyan, and Ross Smith out of the pits, but he's one lap down. So yeah, George needs to give up on racing in general. Stacey's got to behave himself. As Angelidis, can't really say that. He is leading the C1 AM championship. Chen, Petravsky, Lalonde, Stroll, Kruger, and Concalves. So lots of action to come, Jim, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I think we're just getting going here. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens as these cars get lighter and lighter on fuel load. Obviously, they don't need to fuel. They do need to conserve a little. But so when we get closer to the middle and end of this race, these cars are going to basically change the way they're handling because they're going to have lost so much weight. So it's going to be an evolution with these cars. Maybe cars that are handling good now are going to be an animal towards the end of the race and vice versa, Maybe some of these guys are just waiting for their car to come to them as it lightens up on fuel load.
Yeah, that's also a possibility. Don't forget, obviously, there's no pit stops either. So they're targeting 1 minute 20s, which is what they're still hitting at the moment. So last lap, 1 minute 20.8 for some of them, 20.7s, 21s further down. So a great job from all of them still hitting their target times. But fuel saving in general is always going to be tough when you're trying to go flat out.
Well, and I think that this is the kind of circuit that doesn't lend itself to fuel saving because it's a lot of high-speed corners. You don't have corners where you can lift early and then brake a little later and just kind of coast them in because so many of these corners at a higher pace around here, like you were talking about earlier, about just the fact that you never stop working here.
Yeah, 100% agree. That is the problem. You don't ever stop concentrating. You can never sit back and think for a minute, what am I doing tonight? Or what's for shopping? Or what's the missus doing for
big
dinner?
twitch.
And that's why. Look at that. That gives you the answer. Timon Suvic and also Bussink, massive twitches between the two of them, and Bussink goes through.
Yeah, I mean, Suvic's lucky that he didn't bury that one. That was a big twitch. He got sideways completely on him there.
Yeah, absolutely. He probably does need some new pair of underpants. So JT
probably
to
does.
And Wouter de Bruin still having their own little battle. JT coming out in that Drongo Thrashers Emka out in front at this moment in time. So great job from JT. Not last in the group. That is held up by Wouter de Bruin, who is just there. So this is a battle for last place in the C1 Pros. Once again, cars getting a little bit spread out. Battle's not really going to materialize. I think probably, what are we looking at? Another 15, maybe 20 laps?
Yeah, probably. I mean, again, I think some of these guys are settling in for their fuel run to, just try to make sure they can get to the end. And at this point, settle down, not necessarily relax, but, sorry, I got caught up in, I thought he was going to spin it there, the way he jerked it so hard coming around him.
Yeah, no, Smarody and Tom Lane are not very far apart either. They're about 4/10. Lane does look quick. I am surprised that maybe people in YouTube chat can help me with this, that the cars are still on the circuit without lights on. Do they get warnings here as well? Because I only thought, maybe Paul might be able to help me out in the background, I thought it was only 3 laps here. Wouter de Bruin is in pit lane already. I thought it was only 3 laps that they could do without lights before he did kick them out, unless it's not making it mandatory and people have turned them on purpose. I am wondering about that. So if anybody who plays RF2 a lot more than I do,
well,
let me know on that situation.
Stacy's out there. She should know. She's run this series before. So she might have an answer for us. Yeah, it's curious. I didn't know that about the headlights. I didn't. Oh, my
As we got
goodness.
Magnus Dahlgren and Ben Borman.
Production is its own. I wish you folks could hear production. You would really enjoy it. By the way, there was a camera angle earlier. I'm not sure if production actually designed that camera angle. It was up the side of one of those cars, and it was a fantastic camera shot. And I meant to, but yeah, that was a really cool camera angle. Not one you get to see often. I liked it.
Yeah, as these guys continue to fight out. Benica Smaraldi in front here. There's a couple of battles materializing now, Jim. 16 and 60 laps gone. The laps are coming off thick and fast.
Yeah, well, Benica was up there, battling for the lead early on, and obviously had that little minor incident and has drifted back here now, and he's currently back there battling with Somaldi for 4th and 5th place as the Jag is. Well, he's got a Jag livery on it, but he's actually running that's a Porsche 956, but he's got a Jaguar livery on it. That was interesting.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, they're allowed to put on what they like.
No, I love it. That's cool.
Before, put on different liveries, which is absolutely awesome. So let's see how.
Oh, never mind. I mistaked that livery. I'm sorry. That's my bad. I mistaked that livery for another car. But yeah, Somaldi's catching him pretty quick. I don't know if Benica's went into fuel saving mode a little bit and is just backed off just a touch, or if maybe he suffered a little bit of damage and maybe can't quite keep that pace up anymore.
Yeah, that and that, it's probably not helping. There's a couple of cars that are trying to go side by side there. Never ideal, I can tell you that much. That's Jerry Chen in the situation. He's battling away with Max Petravsky in front. That's Angelidis in there as well. That is a nice little freeway. Martini of Angelidis, Petravsky and Jerry Chen. There is a car in behind that. I'm wondering who that actually is. That is Alexander Schultz from the C1 Pros sat in behind. So in theory, he should be a little bit quicker than these guys. But does he get involved? This is a freeway fight for the lead of the C1 AM as well. And obviously Jerry is leading George in the championship at the moment.
Right, yeah. We got sorry, production chatting away. Yeah, Jerry is he seems to be really conserving though here. His pace has dropped off. He had turned his last lap was 2 or 3 seconds slower. Well, that's an interesting camera angle.
Yeah,
is that a shot of the rain coming in possibly?
Yeah, it's a shot of the sky. It's a sky shot there as well.
It's a reverse blimp shot.
Yeah, RF2 is the setting for lights that automatically turn them on. This is true, but some of them have not got their lights on. Some have, and some haven't. And I know it DQs you, but I was just wondering, do we know the time length? Does it give you a warning at the same time? But Dan Herlock is now back out in front. Whoa, that's weird.
Yeah, that's...
Eduardo Bonica is down in 4th place.
Right.
So I'm wondering if he's had some form of dramas. Maybe we'll send our producer Paul on a little bit of a hunt.
Well, that's where he was just a few minutes ago when he was battling with Simaldi, and I said something about I mistake the Jaguar livery for the Porsche.
We're getting the news that he did have a spin, and we just obviously missed it one, but here we go now. There he is. Bonica was out in front, and unfortunately he did that, and Dan Herlock goes through, and then he loses a couple of more places. Here are the cars in behind him, can't get going again, and it's fire it up. So, Tom Lane in the background. It also has had some drama at the same time, but they can also turn them by themselves. Yeah, but if they don't turn them on, they're normally in trouble. So there goes Tom Lane doing pretty much the same thing.
Oh, that's a big shot. Oh, my goodness.
Bits and bits flying off all over the place.
Yeah, no, that car's got to be tore up.
Yeah, Dan Herlock, Magnus Dahlgren. Still fighting out 2.2, starting lapping the cars already. I think that's Angelidis in that Martini livery machine. He was just put a lap over. And this is the guys in behind. Bonica, Smaroldi there, still fighting out. Jim, lots of action now as well. We did say it's going to take a little bit of time to warm up. We're now starting to get it on the racetrack.
Yeah, well, it seems now that Simaldi is falling back to Busenik a little bit now. Bonica's seems like he's starting to pull away from him again. Obviously, he had gotten right behind him when Bonica spun, but seems that, he's kind of, they just told us that Tom Lane is DNF. That tore that car up. I mean, that was a big hit. I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't finish that car off for the day. That was a big hit.
Yeah, I'm just wondering that damage may have not done him any favours here for Tom Lane. This is the race-defining moment. Oh no, that's the number 52, John Uyan, showing us how to slide down the corner and then go onto the grass. So, well done, John. Thank you very much for that one.
Whenever we get a chance at some point, I'd love to go on board with that car if we could. That engine sounded amazing in that little clip right there. I don't know. That just, it seems like one of those cars I want to hear the engine again at some point.
Yeah, some of the older cars do sound absolutely amazing. Angelidis, Petrovsky, and Chen.
Ooh, another big twitch.
They're literally barely about a tenth apart. There's obviously been some changes because Jerry Chen's nearly dropped back to nearly a second. Angelidis has lost the lead to Petrovsky. Angelidis has lost the lead to Petrovsky in C1 AM as well, which I'm sure we'll have a look at. There we go. There's Maximilian Petrovsky. And George Angelidis has lost the lead there. Unfortunately, we just missed how that swapped. But Maximilian taking the lead in that race. And that is an absolute stunning job there for Maximilian Petrovsky for the Team Auto House. Getting some points on the board on that one. But unfortunately for him, Kruger is down in 6th place at the moment. So he's also going to try and get some points on the board if he can. Going to be interesting now. You can see starting to get traffic involved here as well, Jim. Always going to be difficult.
Yeah, well, we'll see what this replay is we got here first, but this is going to be a pass for the lead, yeah.
Yeah, Petrovsky.
Oh, he's going to get off a little bit, yeah. Well, just a little. Boy, he didn't get much off, but he must have had to lift there, I guess, when he realized he was going to get off the track a little bit, and that was just enough for Petrovsky to get by.
Yeah, he started running wide there. George slowed the car down. Petrofsky said, thank you very much. And on he went. I'm sure George is not going to give up, and he's going to be fighting there as well. Dan Herlock's had the door open for him, Jim. Is he now just got to go in and win the race?
I mean, that's a tough. I don't know. I mean, Dahlgren's certainly not gonna give up there, and I don't know that Busnik can make up. Maybe. I mean, there's a lot of time, but he's what, I guess 7 seconds back, roughly, something like that. I don't know. We'll see. He was fast early, so we'll have to see if he can recover from that spin, or if he tore up his tires in the process. You know, we just have to see what his pace looks like.
Yeah, I don't think this story's completely written yet at the moment. 21 at 60, and Petrofsky leading the way over George Angelidis in the C1 AMS. Then Jerry Chen in behind, which is great for Angelidis, because Chen is leading the championship 4 points ahead of him. So Angelidis there will be able to get some points back if he finishes in front of Jerry Chen. So going to be interesting to see. Benica now down in 6th place. I'm wondering if Eduardo's had another moment here, please, because he's dropping places a lot. Lalonde and Jerry Chen side by side into Westfield. Lalonde goes through. Jerry Chen now down into 4th place there at the same time. Keeping an eye, we are where he was involved in an incident, Jim.
So, well, I'm just we got the 4-way battle here for the lead, and they're all within about a second and a half right now. They're all running nose to tail here, and they were actually closer than that about a lap ago. They've actually spread out just a little bit here, but they're all still within about a second and a half of each other. This is shaping up to be a nice little fight right here, mid-pack in the overall race, but a 4-car battle for the lead in the AM category.
Yeah. In behind that is Alexander Schultz in the green and white machine. I think this is going to be the Benica replay we've been looking for, but it may have been contact. Eduardo gets a little bit out of shape there. Then the 20 machine just comes in and runs about harder than a NASCAR Cup Series car on that one.
Yeah, I mean, there's two schools of thought there. A lot of people would say you're not supposed to hit him from behind no matter what happens. But, he severely got off the pace at a high-speed racetrack instantly. Sometimes it's hard to avoid that, and some people would just call that a racing incident.
Dude, he ran him over.
Yeah, because he got off half the speed he was traveling at.
It's like watching the cut race at Martinsville, bro. Just ran him and pushed him.
Why does it have to be Martinsville?
Because Martinsville, the rest of them are rubbish.
Of all the tracks you had to bring up, it had to be Martinsville. I can't.
That's the best one.
Yeah, I know it is. How'd you do this year, by the way?
Oh, I haven't done my MX Pro. Is it been already?
Yeah, didn't it happen like 2 months ago or something?
No, it was in October.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I might be wrong.
I hope so. I need to go and defend my crown.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's get back to the race. Not worrying about me on this one. Petrofsky, Angelidis, Lalonde, Chen, and Schultz all battling away. Carl Struhl, Daniel Kruger, Vinicius Concalves in behind that. Wood de Brew and Ross Smith. We've got no Tom Lane, of course, first of the DNFs. Ross is 2 laps down here. Not ideal for Ross Smith either, but this little group is materializing well.
Well, the good thing for Ross is, like I said, it looks like the championship is sewn up for him. So, that takes a lot of pressure off. He can just get out there and have some fun and maybe, work on figuring something out with the car. And, so he's not having to press too hard. So that's good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually next week, Jim, the 21st to the 27th is the MX 500. So I'll be back in that, defending my crown, of course. Let's see what's going on in this race. How is this going to pan out? Herlock out in front by 2.6 seconds. Ben Borman's on my right-hand side. He's chasing down Herlock. He's trying to escape Dahlgren. We've still got the C1 battle on the left-hand side of Angelidis, Petrofsky, Lalonde, Jerry Chen, and the C1 Pro of Alexander Schultz. It's going to be a tough situation now. Borman's got a bit of a job to do at the moment, though. It looks like he is coming up on back markers, so that's going to jeopardize his job before he can even get there.
Yeah, I can't take my eyes off of this AM battle, man. These guys have been nose to tail now for 8-10 laps, and they're all running within.
Jerry Chen! Oh my God!
Little bump and run there.
He literally come back from an absolute mile. Alexander Schultz is now getting involved as well. He wants to get past this poor old Gilles Lalonde. He has just been bullied out.
Yeah, he got. Now that was a NASCAR move right there. Just come in and body check him right out of the way.
Jerry Chen has literally sent it on poor old Gilles Lalonde, and then Lalonde just got bullied out like the kid in the playground who's just lost his shoes, his lunch, and his lunch money, and is now sitting in the corner crying to himself because Jerry Chen upset him. And now Lalonde's all getting a little bit out of shape. Angelidis is retaking the lead over Petrafsky. Herlock's trying to come through the field as well. That's your overall leader. Let him through. And Herlock's making it through. But that just got very exciting very quick.
Wow, yeah, that's like I said. This battle has been really incredible to be, just a mid-pack fight.
Just had a shout in the hero for no reason.
Yeah, there was a very loud production yell. Something exciting must have happened somewhere.
Well, we're going to find out and see what went on there. But Borman, Dahlgren still scrapping it out. Carl Sturl, Dan Kruger, Angelidis, Petrafsky still battling away here, and I don't think these guys are going to escape each other very quickly.
No, this is a phenomenal battle right here, man. Absolutely fantastic.
Petrafsky sitting in second, Angelidis third, Jerry Chen, Gilles Lalonde. Lalonde's recovered, he's got his shoes back. The teacher has made the other kid give them back to him, and he's now on his bike again. Here is the replay of what the screen was in mine at Gym Zero. And I believe that's Carl Struhl, is it, in that 52 machine?
Oh, yeah.
Was up, something got on up the road there.
I think he's stuck in gear. Yeah, there was a.
Carl Struhl, DNF, that's the second DNF of the night. I'm wondering if it's that car behind who's just gone past Gilles Lalonde there. And who is that on track? Who's just gone by Gilles Lalonde. He's sitting in behind this car here. That red and white one.
Is that?
Got a funny feeling that was the car that got a little bit zigzaggy. I can't see the number.
It's one of the lobster cars.
Yeah, it's not. It's the, what is that, 46? Borman? May have been Borman getting all out of shape there, please, as well. Oh, he has definitely got out of shape now. Borman runs a little bit wide there, trying to clear some of the back markers.
Bo, shut up.
Who, what?
My dog was hollering.
Oh, don't worry about the dog. We didn't hear it. Press the mute button over the next time.
I did.
I know, we heard you. Dog, shut up.
Oh, you heard me tell him to shut up?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I did hit the mute button. That's interesting. All right.
He's talking to Paul in the ear open. That's all he's doing. So, Angelidis, Petrafsky still scrapping it out at the beginning of the C1 AMS. And Schultz, 1 lap down in the C1 Pro. Smith's 1 lap down the C1 Pro AMS. Stroll's DNF'd. Concalves nearly a lap down, to be honest with you, 69. That's 1 minute 9. He's about 11 seconds in front of these guys currently, but he could end up being a lap down as well, Jim. It looks like a couple of people may struggle to stay on a lead lap here.
Yeah, it's they're dropping fast, and our AM battle here is kind of they're starting to separate a little bit now. We've got a little distance between them now. We got the battle for first and second is still right there together, but Schultz has kind of slid in the middle there and kind of separated our pack a little bit.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's got something to do with obviously the leaders coming through. It's kept the pack apart, but Petrafsky's now managed to close back in on George. There's Jerry Chen in the background at the same time. So I don't think this one's done here. Lalonde must have had some drama. He's shot behind Kruger. I don't know if we can look into that, or did he go into pit lane? Yeah, Gilles Lalonde did look like he had some form of dramas at turn 1. Nearly coming up to the halfway point here, Jim, as well. Where are they coming up now? Where's your thought process?
To be honest, I'm I was super excited about this AM battle we had going on, and here's Lalonde here.
Yeah, that's the Lalonde moment. Well, we've seen that before. It's like deja vu.
Oh, there's Ross.
Yeah, did the same thing and followed him off as well. So a couple of tunnel visions there for some people.
Oh. George Angelidis has dropped back to third overall in the AMs now.
Yeah, Angelidis been off the side of the circuit. Petrovsky takes the lead. Let's see if we can find that one. But yeah, Petrovsky, Chen, Angelidis now 1.4 seconds. Kruger, Lalonde's had more drama. He's dropped down again. Calves in there, 67 seconds. Herlock out in front, 5 seconds over Borman. Dahlgren sitting in third. He's just ahead here as well. We think this is going to be the replay that we're after. There is George. Oh, he ran well wide. Slows right down and unfortunately loses that place. Jerry goes through as well, and that's a big blow for Angelidis in the championship.
Well, you could see he knew it was coming. He lifted before he ever got off the track trying to save it, but it was just, he was already gone. But did a good job of, minimizing the damage there. He's still right on these guys' tail and can certainly make that up. He's been quicker as he's making a move right here. He's been faster than these guys for this whole stretch that they've been together.
Yeah, he sweeps round Jerry Chen like he's not even there.
Yeah, that was
not even teammates. That's the weirdest thing. Unless Jerry's going to use George for some fuel saving, that was a very weird move that Jerry just let him sweep round the outside like that. Wow. I mean, I am shocked.
I mean, George has been fast though, man. He and if you remember, Ross said that this the Lancia was a really tough car this week, and he just may have the pace on him. The reality is he's been out front of this group three different times, and he's had little incidents that's caused him to lose a place or two. Then he gets them back, and then another little incident pops up.
But he hasn't pulled away.
No, because he keeps having every 5 or 8 laps or so, he's having an incident, and it's dropping him back. Now I don't know if there's any with R Factor 2. I'm not sure, but his brakes were absolutely lit up there a minute ago. I don't know if that translates into real brake. Whoa, he's off the side of the circuit. Jerry Chen goes through. Yeah, Angelidis goes through. And now it's Petrovsky doing the chasing because he's in behind Alexander Schultz as well. And Petrovsky's going to have to try and go through once more here. But yeah, Ross Smith in the background. But Petrovsky just got that all wrong and relinquishes the lead of the race. Yeah, and here's, like I said, this is George's, I think, fourth time or so here taking back the lead in the last 10 or 15 laps. He really is.
Fear is he going to be? I don't know if he can pull away. I don't know if he's got the pace to pull away.
At this point, he's got the best chance that he's had because now he's got a car.
Lalonde. There you go. There was his turn one. That's what sent him down the order. I honestly don't know if Angelidis has got the pace to get away from Jerry Chen.
Well, Max got back around Schultz, so that's going to. And as you can see, he's right back in the fight here again. I was thinking that potentially Schultz could have held him up a little bit, and maybe would have given George a chance, but they're all back together again as, who is that? That's Schultz. That was Schultz going off there, I believe.
Yeah, we're going to have a look back and see.
This is
the 39 machine, unfortunately, runs wide. And that is that Elko Bussink?
No,
it was Wouter de Bruin, isn't it? Wouter de Bruin just goes off there again. Angelidis out in front by a second over Jerry Chen at the moment. It's going to be interesting, the fact that Jerry Chen's Carl Stewart was just DNF'd in this race.
Where did what happened to
whoa, where you going, son?
Oh, that's a hard hit there.
Team on Subik's moment as well. Oh, dude, you're already out of shape. I don't know why you're pushing the inside for. You are not holding that car. Nope, runs off the side of the circuit for Dingled out. Already out of shape on the entry. There's a Gilles Lalonde incident, and now has involved somebody else. There's somebody upside down or something, or is that part of the bodywork of Vagella in front? Yeah. It is, I think. Isn't it Kruger in front?
Well, the whole rear end of that car is, I believe that was the whole rear cap sitting there, wing and all.
Yeah, I think Kruger may have had some problems. Let's have a look. Here we go. Obviously, this is after he ran wide. There he is off the side of the circuit. Oh, bro, really?
What?
Why would you do that, dude? Dude, you are going to get absolute dry roasted like a peanut on that one. And if you aren't, then you deserve to be. I'm sorry, son. I'm not really sure what that was, but
that just seemed like a frustration thing or something. That was not. I don't even know what that was.
Dude, it was a proper zero IQ moment. Like, it's like all his brain cells just evaporated out of his head. He's off the side of the circuit again. Is he going to do it again?
He saw him backing up. I was wondering if he was fixing to do it again.
Yeah.
I mean, I know this isn't exactly the kind of stuff that we want to cover, but I almost want to follow him back to the pits to see what other kind of drama he gets into.
Well, he's already got his own drama off the side of the circuit at the moment. Angelidis under pressure from Chen. Ross Smith's coming in behind that. He's separating the fact from Petrovsky. And this is what I mean about the fact that these drivers in the C1 AMs have got the Pro-Ams in with Ross coming through. Ross goes off the circuit now as well, and he loses it. So, yeah, very, very difficult time for Mr. Ross Smith, who we believe has already wrapped up that championship.
Yeah, he lifted there, I think, in a racing. If he was still racing for a championship, I don't know that he would have, yielded right there maybe as much, but I think he just decided better off pushing it there as he started to run off the track a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Jerry Chen's in the background there. He's fighting with Petrovsky. You see Petrovsky still in the fight on that one. But I am interested to see Kruger has managed to get that car back to the pit lane without taking anybody else out, deliberate or not. That was absolutely horrendous, and I would be dying of embarrassment if I did that. And I don't even drive a car as much as these guys probably do as well. But even I know not to go slamming on reverse onto the racetrack. If he's not DNF because of damage, they need to park him for the rest of this race after that. Yeah, it depends on how much anybody saw it, but it was absolutely horrendous. Jerry Chen still there. Angelidis is leading. Chen's tucked in behind. Petrovsky's still there. That's the top three of the C1 AMs at the moment. No real action taking place in the C1 Pros. Boyerlock's still out in front. Borman 4.7. He's got 3.2 ahead of Bussing. He's got 4.1 ahead of Dahlgren. He's got 22 ahead of Suvic. He's got a second and a half ahead of Beninka. He's got 22 ahead of Day, who's got literally 18 ahead of Smeraldi, and they're a lap on Tammy and Schultz. So not a lot really taking place in the lead category, but the C1 Rams here are providing all the action.
Yeah, and phenomenal action. Really, this has been a great battle, back and forth. Little dramas, but nobody hitting each other, just, slipping off course. This is Benica coming through here. Flat markers, yeah. Oh, Jerry Chen. Held on to it, but he lost 2 spots. Yeah. He lost it now behind. He's got Smeraldi. No, he hasn't. He's got Alexander Schultz in front of him again. Once more, Ross was coming through to... Oh, Smith's... Oh, he's in Chen! Smith's in Chen and Angelidis! Both my goodness. Ross, I don't know what happened there. We're going to have a look, but that must have stemmed from George, because Ross was behind him on the racetrack. And Jerry Chen somehow got involved. He kind of lost it on his own. It's further up. I think George goes first. He does. He's in the middle of the track. Schultz, Chen. I think I think something happened when Benica went by George, is I believe what happened. Let's, if we could potentially focus on Benica or George there, I think is where we're going to see what happened. Yeah, I think we need to go back a little bit and see if we can get Benica and George on the screen beforehand. I think those two might have come together. as
Yeah, you might be right.
Benica went to pass him, because we cut away right before that as Benica was working his way through that section of the traffic.
Yeah, that's now spread them out. That's it. All the cars are out and spread here. Let's see if we can catch this. This is where I think the kicked off. It was Benica there. And he's got Angelidis coming back on track. No, it's further out. That's
it's ahead.
Yeah. Benica and Petravsky. Angelidis and Petravsky. And then Chen, George, Schultz.
Yep.
All involved.
Wow. And Petravsky certainly came out the winner there. He's still on track, and now he's got a pretty healthy advantage over Chin now, practically 8 seconds or so.
Yeah, that's it. Now that has spread the race out between everybody. And Ben Borman sitting in second. He's got Elso Bussing just up behind him there. He's about 6/10. This is the closest battle on the racetrack. After that, Petravsky, Jen Angelidis, the battle just deteriorated. And let's see how, Angelidis.
Oh, he was on track.
Yeah, carries on racing. Petravsky manages to keep going. And then drama behind there as well. Mr. Reeds, no F1 spoilers, please. We have not watched it. There was me and producer Paul who have not watched it. So please do not express any more about what happened in the F1. That would be absolutely amazing there at the same time. I won't tell you what Paul said, but if you put anything in YouTube chat about the F1, he's getting a plane ticket. Let's just put it that way.
Yes, plus it's just not cool.
No, it's not.
Not the day of, especially. If you want to talk about it in 2 days' time, that's different. But, not the day of. Especially not when we literally are broadcasting at the same time the race was going on. So.
Yeah, I was going to say Jim to you, Mr. Reese, if you're in America. And Jim is a big boy.
Yeah, I'm just old.
He'll turn up on his mobility scooter with his name attached to the back, but he's going to come and get you.
I'll beat you down with my cane.
Yeah, him and his walking stick. Oh, he's sitting behind, isn't he, as well? Jim goes for a walk and the ambulance service goes on standby.
They follow me. No, they follow me.
Yeah, they track him, don't they? You know what I mean? They give him a little warning.
I've got a GPS tracker on my ankle. I think it's my neighbors think it's a police thing, but it's not. It's really the ambulance tracker. So when I go down, they'll know where to find me.
Yeah, the ambulance comes in behind you, like they're standing there like a Grim Reaper with the old medic hanging out the door with a tank at the ready. Anyway, now back to the Ben Borman situation. We've just completely mullered Jim over the last couple of minutes, but don't be afraid of that, Mr. Reese. He's still a big guy. He'll still come at you. So there we go. But let's find out how Ball and Bussing are going to get in. They're spreading out a little bit, 8/10 apart at the moment. Should be very, very interesting indeed. I can't believe that C1 battle ended up like that.
I know, man. That was such a phenomenal battle. But that goes back to what we were talking about. Angelidis was able to get up front, and and then he kept having these incidents.
That's the problem with Angelidis. Big shout in my ear. And we're going to have a look back. 22 laps to go. Laps coming off thick and fast there as I go and pick up my dentures from the same dentist Jim uses. And we're going on again and seeing how he gets on. Let's see if we can find what happened to George here. But this has been a very interesting fight, I think. I still believe the next 22 laps, there's still lots more action to come.
Oh, no, they'll come back together for sure. That's very typical of these kind of races. They drift apart in the middle and they come back for the last 10 or so laps, And all right, let's see here. What happened to George this time?
Yeah, we've lost Dahlgren altogether. He's just DNF. George has not got this corner right.
No, this is exactly. Almost every one of his incidents have been right there.
And that's exactly what caused the drama earlier.
Yeah, same exact thing. Yep. And
literally deja vu. Dahlgren is DNF as well, and this is what happened to Magnus Dahlgren. There's a little bit of a ooh in my euro. So there is Magnus Dahlgren. He does look. Oh, he's blown his engine up.
Oh my goodness!
Flames of thunder, baby! And Magnus has chosen roasted marshmallows. So there we go. A very smoky Magnus Dahlgren off the side of the circuit. Where's the fire marshals when you need them?
Yeah, they're following me around, clearly.
Clearly, yeah, following Jim on his mobility scooter to make sure no drama happens there as well at Brand. So, yeah, let's see how they get on. There's a couple of people we lost now as well. Tom Lane, Carl Struhl, and Magnus Dahlgren popped the poor old engine. So Ben Borman and Elko Busick still going to fight out. JT Tammy, Schultz, and De Bruin 1 lap down. I've got a funny feeling this may be Mr. Ross Smith by the sounds of what I heard. And all on his own, yeah.
Same.
Westfield, Dingledale, wall, barrier, broken. So there we go.
I mean, there's going to come a point here where I got a feeling Ross is going to park it, I mean.
Yeah, if he has mathematically won the championship, then yeah, to be honest, I think after some of the evenings that most of these drivers have had, that I would probably park it as well.
I tell you, you called it. I did. I mean, I just didn't realize how much drama the circuit causes. But it's, and it's not necessarily the drivers. It's the track causing most of these incidents. I mean, they cannot keep the cars on the track.
The problem is that that's the driver. The circuit is what it is. It's been the same stationary circuit for years. The drivers, if they're missing their braking points, it's down to them. If they're running wide like that, it's down to them. If it's not. The track's like the Earth, Jim. It's stationary. You know what I mean? It doesn't rotate anywhere.
The Earth rotates. Okay, it's not flat.
But we'll see. Well, yeah, whatever. Borman and Elko Busick. This is the thing. The track's not rotating, and so these guys are still. It's down to them. They're missing the braking points, aren't they?
Well, yeah, clearly, it's very interesting to me. I don't have enough experience driving here to fully understand how tough this place is. I mean, I can see it, obviously, but, I just don't have that experience here that I wish I had. It really makes me want to go drive this place.
Yeah, well, Gilles Lalonde's finding out the hard way.
The hard way. He has had a rough night. And I don't know how that car is still going. I mean, I have no idea how that car is still going.
No, but it does look like there's been an incident up again.
That's a grass. Oh, man. There's no way that car is not destroyed. Yeah, there's no way.
That was Smeraldi. Was it Smeraldi?
Yeah, Smeraldi.
Big DNF there as well.
That was a huge hit.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Going back to Gilles Lalonde, this all kind of kicked off with Gilles when he got bullied out by everybody. You know what I mean? He got moved.
That is when it started for him, yeah.
That's when it started. And then it's all gone kind of Pete Tong, to be blatantly honest, for him here.
Yeah, no, it has. Again, I don't know if that kind of put him behind the 8 ball, so to speak, and he started pushing a little harder, or if he had a little damage and was struggling with that. I don't know, but yeah, you're right. Once he got kind of body checked out of the way there, the rest has been history.
Yeah, Busick's not letting Borman settle. Borman's defending here. Round the hairpin they go. And Borman at the same time.
This is battle for second place up here on the right hand side here.
No. Ross is gone. Ross is gone. That's not. Borman and Busick is on the left. That's your battle for second in C1 Hams. On the right is Benica and Suvic. Well, they were until some drama kicked off there as well. But yeah, it's very, very interesting now. That's the battle for second. So Scott's there. Jim, you should try it. Looks easy, but it really is fast and dangerous around there.
Well, I've driven it, but I drove it in a Formula car, like a Formula 4 or something, and the power and it had enough downforce that it, this is a different animal driving a sports car around here for sure.
Yeah, there you go. There's the off track, and then is he going to get it locked up? And through he goes. Everybody who runs wide seems to make it through the next corner, apart from poor old George, who had his
George. I know that was George's corner too, and he was right there in the shot.
Absolutely. So Busick has cleared Borman now. Busick into second, Borman in third, Benica fourth, Suvic fifth, drop back 4 seconds, 16 back is Day, and then Tammy, De Bruin and Schultz lap down, Smeraldi DNF'd, Carl Struhl DNF'd, Magnus Dahlgren DNF'd, and Tom Lane, DNF. Of course, Magnus finishing off in a fiery inferno on the side of the racetrack.
So,
17 laps to go, Jim.
You know what's funny, though? I mean, Max has got I guess, I don't know, 7-second lead or so over second place right now. But George is right back in there. He's only a couple of seconds behind Jerry for second place in the C1 AMs. Given the as rough as his races went in the last, 5 or so laps, to be right there still in that hunt like that, I mean, clearly fighting for a podium. I mean, he's on a podium spot now, but he's got potential to be fighting for second place here.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a nice little summary in YouTube chat there. The track has a character, a nasty one. Not enough ground effect in these ground effect cars. It'll probably, I'd probably also say it's a bit on the small side for the class of sports cars. I do agree kind of a little bit, but if you can't have sports cars and you can't have Formula One, then, what cars were you looking for?
Touring cars. And,
TCRs would run around here. That wouldn't be an issue. I think TCRs would be fine. MX-5s, Formula Vs. I love the fact that these guys have, put these cars on there. In the UK, we've got the British Touring cars. They've got their supporter series, the Mini series as well, and their minis and racing. So, I think that this is a great circuit, and it can handle these cars.
I think for 1985, we got to put this into perspective too. This is 1985. In 1985, this very much was a track that we could have sports cars at. I mean, I think I think for the era, this is a perfect fit. I mean, this is the kind of tracks they ran on back in those days.
Yeah, no, you are right. You are right, and that's the thing. We haven't got long left in the race here either.
By modern standards, maybe not. But if you go back to 1985 and look at the track that those cars were running on in that era, this is a perfect fit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's a lot still going on here in Brands Hatch, and that's the thing. They've got the British truck racing kicking off on the first Saturday, the 1st and 2nd of November. So, they're big old trucks, British truck racing.
Like NASCAR?
No, trucks. No, like Leyland Daffs and Ivecos and, like your semis.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be fun to watch.
Oh, they're absolutely amazing. They've got Superbikes Championship going off around there. That's this weekend. And then the Formula Ford Festival. There's lots of things that go on at Brands. And I think for these sports cars running in this era at this date, let's not forget as well, Brands did hold Formula One.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It was a Formula One circuit at one point.
Yeah, not too long before this, right? Like in the 70s, right?
No, there was a race 80s, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So
I'll try and find the exact date, but up until the 80s.
So during this time period then. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I personally, I think this is a great fit. I love this. I mean, like you said, it's on the driver if you can't keep the car on the track. There's room for them to race side by side around here. I mean, there's passing room. I wouldn't expect that this. Well, he has had a rough night. Walter, man, that's a. Out of the way. There you go. That's the proper way to back up, not into traffic.
Yeah, that's the thing. They've got to try. That's it at the end of the day. F1 Brands 86. There you go.
86. So a year after this.
The year after this, there was racing. And that's the thing. This circuit, I'd love to see F1 here. I really would. If it could get the safety upgrades it needs, I would totally get rid of Silverstone. It's flat.
I think most people
would.
It's
boring. There's no charismatic to it. It's there because it's the largest circuit. It was unbelievable. It's like looking at Paul Glover of the race circuits. Is that uncharismatic, that boring individual, flat man, and that's the thing. There's a lot. I would love Brands Hatch more than Silverstone.
Oh my goodness! It all went downhill from there, didn't it?
Yeah, Angelina's is catching up. Yeah, Angelina's catching up with
Jerry Chen, yeah.
Yeah, F1 was at Brands Hatch, last ran in Brands Hatch in 86, but it had run between 64 and 1986. And IndyCar was at Brands Hatch, yes, as well.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew IndyCar. I knew IndyCar because there's a separate, it's an Indy circuit, and then there was the Grand Prix circuit. They're different.
You wouldn't run IndyCar at Indy circuit, dude. They would do lots of laps. Yeah, and then that's the thing. So this circuit is out, and I'd love to see it replace Silverstone. Not going to lie. There as well. Literally, we are using the track we are using is from an F1 86 pack. Yeah, no, Tom.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I think F1 should come back to Brands. I'd love to see it come back.
Well, he didn't say that. You put those words into his mouth. He didn't say that.
Yeah, I know, but that's what Tom's thinking.
Is that what he's thinking?
That's exactly what Tom Lane's thinking. He's been here long enough. He knows me well enough. He knows that me and him on the sync level mentally.
Is that what's happening?
He agrees with me. Brands Hatch should host Formula One.
I mean, to be honest, I would much rather see it here than Silverstone. I'm not a fan. I get it for all the reasons of capacity for fans and all the things that Silverstone brings to the table, and they put all that the money in erecting all those for lack of scaffolding bleachers or stands that they've got there. But this circuit has character. Silverstone to me does not have a lot of character.
No, it's flat, and if you've ever been there in real life, it's absolutely massive as well, and it takes ages to get from the start line down to one end of the racetrack. It's absolutely bonkers, but you do have to admire it in its way, because it has changed a lot over the years, but it is just very, very flat. There's nothing to it. But yeah, as you say, the character of it, the capacity, the safety being a big one, is why it's there, because it is a grade 1 circuit. So fair play to them for holding it, but please, Brand, spend the blinking money. Come on in this week, don't be tight.
So back to the track here. We were really starting to have us another three-way battle again for the lead in the C1 AMs, but we've had some lap traffic pop in there, and George has slipped back just a little bit. He's not very far back, but we had them all within a second of each other again, but now they've kind of drifted apart. But they're coming back together again. We're going to see a top 3 battle here again, like we were witnessing earlier. It's just going to take a few laps to get them back together, and they're going to have to get that lap traffic. I say lap traffic, the faster cars that are going by them.
Yeah, Traffic has got Herlock tucked in right behind him. Chen's dropped back 2.2. There's JT Tammy separating Chen. But unfortunately for Traffic, you
got Walter De Bruyn is in there in between.
There's a lot of people coming in at the moment. There's Herlock goes through. There's JT Tammy. There's one more to come. And I believe that might be De Bruyn at the background, is it? I think.
De Bruyn is further back. Then you got I'm still trying to figure out these guys' names with their paint schemes.
Well, my Jim's trying to figure that out.
I'm struggling.
We'll just talk about it here at the same time. But yeah, should be interesting to see how these goes. We've got 10 laps to go. So not long at all. Teeping around the 1 minute 20s. We've just had a 19.9 and 19.6 put on the board. That's the fastest laps of Eduardo Benica and Elko Bussing. Everybody else teeping in around 21 to 20. I'd be interested to know what the fuel situation is going to be like, and how close some of these people are going to get to that situation, and whether or not they are going to have to save. But Petrafsky has got
all three together now.
Yeah, Angelidis is back once again as well.
Yeah, here it's going to shape up. It gets me, man, how the rear ends hang out on these cars. These guys are really good at driving loose race cars. There you go. Talk about driving loose race cars.
Angelidis as well. Elko Bussing's closed in on Danny Herlock, 1.2 seconds and closing. And it's closing quite quick here. So great job from Elko Bussing. We're saying that. Dan Herlock's now back through the traffic. He's now gone back out 2.4, 2.6, very quickly.
Yeah, so that's going to be, I think that could be shaping up. If you look at their last lap, Busink's running a little bit faster than him, a few tenths a lap. He's gonna need a little more than that to catch him with 10 laps to go. But he may have something in the tank there. And like you said, fuel. There's my Jaguar.
Kruger. Is it Kruger?
Yeah. Oh, Ewan.
John Uyan, even. John Uyan.
Oh, look at Ross. Ross is four-wheel driving back there.
I'm trying to teach Paul, the producer, how to say his name properly. Once again, John Uyan is there as well. Poor old Ross is his own driver, isn't he?
Ross is, he's decided to go rally driving apparently today, and here he goes again.
Yeah, I'm surprised he ain't just gave up.
Parked it. I know.
Yeah, literally there. De Bruin also owns his drama down into turn number 1. It's going to be running wide there.
Big slide. Oh no, it caught.
Slide, snap. And he manages to hold on to it. So fair play to De Bruin.
Thank goodness Shell Oil gave him plenty of room there.
Ollie Day has another drama. This led it to his DNF. Whoa, disconnect. Disconnect for Ollie Day.
Yeah.
See you later. Take care. Adios, señorita.
Is that who Ross was talking about before the race that was having internet issues?
No, Borman.
Oh, Borman, okay.
Yeah, hopefully Borman's internet will carry on and the www dots will not evaporate into V's.
Well, he's doing okay so far, running a solid third up there.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to keep an eye on these and see how they get on. Dan Herlock and Bell are leading the teams. JT Tammy and Scar Pope. There's no Pope, there is Tammy. So he's carrying the flag for the Drongo Thrashers. Ben Borman with Ruta de Bruin is carrying the Rookie Lobsters there. So Borman and de Bruin different ends of the table. Really.
I enjoyed that interview you did with Scar, by the way. On the
podcast.
Yeah,
bless him.
I thought that was a good interview.
Yeah, he's absolutely off his head.
Makes two of you. So there's that.
It's absolutely amazing. Love it. So there we go.
Here comes our AM battle right here. First, second, and then third's going to peek in the picture there.
Why is Kim D sad in YouTube chat all of a sudden? I don't know. We'll find out. But Trafke with Jerry Chen. There's Angelides closing back in again.
Is Kim D somebody's wife?
I don't know. Can Angelides survive the last 7 laps without drama? You know, this guy seems to be bringing it himself here.
He does.
He's the only one who's wrecking his own race.
He does. But he's also been the fastest of those 3 cars all day long. And if he can hold it together for the next 7 laps, I fully believe that he can catch them and put a fight up for the win in the amateur category here. But he is struggling, man. That car is evil right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if Smith's in pit lane or if that's stationary on 22 seconds. It's sat on, been in there for 22 seconds apparently. And then we'll see how it goes. I think he is in the pit lane as well. So, there we go.
So if you folks could hear what's going on between James and Paul in production, it's really like two hens in a hen house fighting. That's what it's like.
There we go. Now I'm going to lead the rookies with 7 laps to go.
We do have a battle for the lead up here. Look at this.
We do. Bussing's in behind him as well. I think that's due to the fact that I wonder if Herlock's been saving fuel, and that's allowed Bussing to close in. I'm not quite sure where they've gone. There they go. They swap back again. Bussing's and Herlock on the top left with JT Tammy in the picture. And then on the bottom right is Petrovsky, Angelidis, and Jerry Chen. So 3-car battle. So there we go on that one. Kim D was a reaction to Day's disconnect. Oh, sad times.
Oh.
As Herlock now still managing to have a good old scrap with Alco Bussing closing in behind him.
That would make sense if she has a last initial D. That's probably.
What, you reckon that's Kim Day, Ollie Day's other half?
It could be. Our daughter, one of the two, yeah, probably. Mother, could be mother, you know. We'll get that. Probably not, no.
Milkman, delivery driver.
Oh, we got a battle for the lead down here on the bottom screen. And look, George is
top as well. Herlock got a little bit loose.
George is sticking his nose in there.
Angelidis having a good old go. There is Petrovsky. Sister, actually, so you got it wrong, Jim.
I did. I covered everybody but the
sibling. There. Never mind. This way she goes back and tells you they're actually twins. That's what makes it even worse on that one. But Jerry Chen having a good old battle. He's trying to keep George Angelidis out of his rear end here. There's nothing worse than Angelidis coming up, being that close in that Lancia, really getting inside of his exhaust pipe. And that could be a massive problem for Jerry Chen and a world of pain after that, I can tell you that much. As he goes and has this nice little battle with George Angelidis in second and third place, don't you?
Yes, no, I tell you what, it's really been the battle of the race, I have to say. Although this battle up front is shaping up too. I'm really hoping that we get just a little touch of action up front too before this is over with. I think we will.
Yeah, I believe we will as well. There's Dan Herlock and Elko Bussing. Ben Foreman's in a little bit, well, saying a little bit, but he's about 11 seconds back, to be completely honest with you. As they're still fighting out. Oh, there's another puff of smoke. I mean, that might be Alexander Schultz has just gone puff. And I think he's going to be DNF'd very, very shortly. Alex Schultz. It did look like there was a smoke coming out of the green machine that we've been so used to. Petrovsky gets a big old slide on as well. And there's a lot of action coming in, Jim, and we haven't got many laps to go here.
No, they had gotten right up to Max's rear there, but it kind of fell off there a little bit as, I think we're going to see the engine go puff the Magic Dragon here. Oh, yep, there it goes.
There he goes, leaking fluid. Nothing worse than an engine leaking fluid. It just drips everywhere and can cause dangers on the race circuit. So we're going to keep an eye and see how these guys carry on.
Where's our battle for the hams? Down the bottom. Oh, what?
Why aren't there any headlights on me? I don't know. We haven't mentioned it for ages, Stace. I don't think it's dark enough. Stop picking on us about headlights. Some have got headlights on, some haven't, and the game's still keeping them in. I'm having a do with me.
Welcome to the party, Stacy.
Yeah, you've been here from the beginning, love. You heard us talking about it. Blimey. I don't know.
She even had comments on it.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know what's going on. Some people are just losing their memories. Like, you know how that happens, Jim, when we walk upstairs and can't remember why we got there.
Daily.
Yeah, dude, I walk up and go, why did I get up here again? What am I doing? Sam, you guy, I forgot how crazy time it was, power and safety-wise. I agree, it should be a very thrilling ride here with these. I agree. I think you're also right. There's a couple of others.
I'm loving this, man. I tell you what, this is this is a great combination. These cars and this track, this has been fantastic. It really has.
Yeah, I agree. I think these guys can be proud of themselves. Petrovsky leading the way with Jerry Chen. Herlock leading
all
the way
over
with
him.
Elko Bussing. And we haven't got many laps left, if I'm not mistaken. I think there's like 2 left to go. If I'm right. I may not be because lap are we on? 57, 58, 9, 2 to go coming up. So
you did that maths all on your own. Look.
I know, and I didn't even take off my shoes and socks. I'm so
George.
Angelidis doing Angelidis things today. Well, we'll keep an eye out.
Well, but the first and second battle though still there though, because Jerry's only a half a second behind Max.
Yeah, they're still taking shape on that bottom right-hand corner. You can see Petrovsky leading the way with Chen. Herlock comes over the line to start lap 58. We haven't got many more now, ladies and gentlemen. And Elko Bussing climbing in behind him. JT Tammy egging Bussing along. He doesn't really want to overtake him here, but how long is JT going to stay there? Especially if Bussing is sliding that car around, or is this going to be a Dan Herlock win? Because he's now 1.1 seconds out in front.
It does not appear that Bussing has got anything for him. Down in this battle in the AMs now, Chen has caught up to him several times, but can't seem to do anything when he gets behind him. Maybe it is the dirty air, like you talked about earlier.
Yeah, I think you are right. I do wonder to a degree as well. The dirty air playing games with him, but that line out of Paddock Hill was not good, and I do have to agree with my producer. I don't really agree with him very often, but I do have to agree. Joey Chen did take a very, very tight line through Paddock Hill and lost a load of time. You'll watch it on the bottom left. He gets really, really close, comes to Paddock Hill and loses a bunch. He needs to open it up a little bit, turn that steering wheel just a little bit later.
I tell you what, that's a great shot. Those cars come flying up, down, and then up that hill right there.
Yeah, you see that you do get basically the full sort of experience, especially in on board as well. You know, we've got one more lap now. Dan Herlock has got one more lap to go after this. Yeah, he should be nearly coming up over the line then. And there he goes. Look at that, lap 59. Dan Herlock just got on the run from Cooper to Surtees. And these guys coming over the line now as well. So not long left at all.
No, I'm sure that Chen's going to make one more lunge at him if he can.
Oh, dude, he's going to come in like a 747 airplane, isn't he? Did it?
He got through there better this time, though. He actually closed up a little bit on him there. That's his best. That's the best lap he's come out of there in the past few through Paddock Hill. He's right on him now.
Yeah, no, he is closing in on him now. Keeping an eye on Dan Herlock's going to come and start the final lap of the race. Running down
Bussing is all over him.
He's not. I don't think he's close enough. I think Herlock is 7 tenths. He ain't going to make. Yeah. He's not. He's back now, coming over the line, starting the final lap of the race. Dan Herlock has got literally 2.614 miles, 4.207 kilometers, 12 turns, give or take, depending if you want to include the kinks. I'm not American, so no, I won't include them here out of Brands Hatch. And now it's all about Dan Herlock. He needs that back marker out of the way. Bussing is closing in. Petrafsky just coming over the line to start his final lap of the race as well. He's got Jerry Chen. He's not going. I don't think Chen's even close enough. And watch Chen down in the bottom right corner going down into turn one. He tightens this one up. Like, absolutely, there you go. And unfortunately for him, loses a bunch of time. So nice, interesting fight now with Dan Herlock and Elko Bussing on the final lap of the race.
Yeah, you're right. Looks like the amateur battle kind of faded out there. Bussing's going to give him one last charge here. He got within 2 or 3 tenths there for a minute.
Yeah, Bussing with JT Tammy tucked in behind him in the yellow and blue. JT's been there a while. This is it now. Dan Herlock, final lap, final corner. I don't think there's a challenge coming from Bussing.
No.
Herlock's going to come over the line. 60 laps down the drain. He's a winner, chicken there.
Oh, he's going to finish. He's jumping back.
Takes the victory here as well. Elko Bussing off the side of the circuit on the final lap. Now we're going to bring up the battle in the bottom right-hand corner. We've been following this the whole race. C1 AMS, Maximilian Petrafsky, Jerry Chen. Chen coming earlier like a FedEx 747. Didn't go by post, he sent it that hard here as well, and unfortunately he's now ended up in second, but it does look like Petrafsky. One more corner, there's Jerry Chen, he's looking for the exit, but it is going to be Maximilian Petrafsky. He takes home a chicken dinner winner as well. Over the line he goes in the C1 AMS, and John Huyan, as we can see, is going to win the C1 Pro AMS. He's 4 laps ahead of Ross Smith. So a great fight from all of them, but a nice run from Dan Herlock and John Huyan and Maximilian Petrafsky.
Still love the sound of that Jaguar every time it comes on screen. That thing sounds phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing like a good old jag fight. And done an absolutely stellar job there. Oh, does look amazing. Comes over the line, John Huyan wraps up the Pro-Am, C1 Pro-Am win. And he's another winner here as well. So great job from him. Interesting one there, Jim. I don't know. He had a bit. Oh, hello. There's stairs there. That's the way to look at the grandstand.
The crowd really cleared out quick here, huh? This section here.
Final lap, they're off, son. They don't wait. They don't wait at all. You know what I mean? They're gone. But listen, what do we reckon? There was a lot of things that could have gone wrong there, and there's a lot of championship, in connotations as well. With Eduardo Benica down in second, he finished ahead of JT Tammy, mind you, who's sitting in third. But they all lost to Dan Herlog. Here are the results of your race this evening. Now, nope, in a minute.
Maybe.
There we go. Dan Herlog is your winner of the C1 Pros, with Elko Bussing in second, Ben Borman in third, Eduardo Benica in fourth. Then you got Timon Suvic, JT Tammy, Wout de Bruin, Alexander Schultz, Ollie Day, and Alessandro Smeraldi, who did not finish and DNF'd, of course. Magnus Dahlgren DNF'd, and Tom Lane also DNF'd on that one. John Huyan takes the victory in the Pro-Ams, with Ross Smith in behind him 4 laps back. Ross had what can only be termed as a shocker after taking the championship win. In the C1 Maximilian Petrovsky takes the victory. Very close battle in with Jerry Chen. Angelidis done himself throughout that race, unfortunately. Yeah. Winner out in front, spins, out in front, spins, and yeah, all the time. Gilles Lalonde also had a bit of a shocker, but that became because he got a bit of a bullying early on in the race and he never recovered. Vinicius Concalves didn't really see much of. Darrell Kruger, I think, is going to be an absolutely deep doo-doo after reversing back on track and taking out Gilles Lalonde at an rapid rate of knots. Carl Sturrell DNF'd as well. So lots of action out the C1 AMs here tonight.
The only thing I can hope is that, he had some kind of equipment failure, like a monitor failure or something.
Yeah, he had cramp in his right foot and slammed on the pedal.
I don't know what happened, man, but
the ghosties were pushing it.
Yeah, something happened, clearly. That's probably what it was.
Yeah, exactly. Right, let's bring in our first interviewee here this evening, Mr. Dan Herlock. Had a battle fight in the C1 Pros. Elko pushing him right at the end of the race. Let's hear from him now. Dan, welcome in. Well done, mate. Congratulations.
Cheers. Yeah. Elko came back at me, definitely.
Was that fuel, Dan? Was that saving fuel?
It's the Porsche is the better car around here in race conditions. Just it struggles a bit with overtaking as it's a bit down on straight line speed. So it would have been what I really would have liked is if he didn't get the crash with Eduardo and Elko. That way we would have had maybe, if I could have held on, we would have had nearly 50 laps, 47, something like that, of just him tailing me the entire time.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things, though, isn't it? But that was expected at Brands, I think, Dan, as well. Listen, for you, championship, more points on the championship, going in with a couple of rounds to go. Do you think you can wrap this one up?
Never say it's done, but we're getting there.
Oh, Dan, there's like an air of confidence, but an air of apprehension as well. I like it, Dan. I like it. You're teasing everyone at home, buddy.
He has confidence, but I have splinters in the bum. I see how it is.
Yeah, exactly. Don't you? I'm going to get to you in a minute, Mr. Shocker. Don't you worry about it. But yeah, great racing overall, Dan. Well done. Congratulations. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, just guys in Discord keeping it fun while I was just tyre saving for most of the race. But good racing with Elko and Tony as well for the livery that was done I think it was Hockenheim. So yeah, that's it.
All right, mate. Awesome job. Well done, buddy. Catch up with you soon.
Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, you did hear a voice of Ross Smith, but unfortunately Ross didn't get on the podium, so he doesn't get an interview. But we're going to have a chat with the...
He finished second in class.
He finished second. There's only 2 of you, Ross. You know what I mean? Don't big it up, son.
That's a technicality.
Yeah. It's 4 laps down as well. Right, anyway, listen, let's have a chat with a real winner, Mr. Maximilian Petrovsky, who takes the win in the C1 AMS. I'll tell you what, though, right? I reckon Max has lost about 15 stone in sweat here because he was having a right old battle with Jerry Chen and Mr. George Angelidis. Max, welcome in, bud. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
How's it going, dude? You sitting in a wet patch?
No, not really, actually. It's pretty cold here, so...
And where are you? Where are you?
I'm in Germany.
Oh, blinking freezing. That's why he ain't sweating, boys and girls. Don't you worry about it. Listen, Max, that was a right old little ding-dong. If you three were prize fighters, you would have had broken noses. You were all hitting each other that close.
Yeah, it was a bit of a... it wasn't a very clean race, I have to say that. I collided once with George, and I'm not sure whose fault that was. He was off the track, I was going into a corner, and he was... I don't know what it was, but in the end... I had to turn on even the qualifying boost for a final lap to keep Jerry behind, so it was very close.
I can tell you now, though, Max, that incident caused Ross to go into him. Jerry Chen went into him. Alexander Schultz. So, yeah, there was about a 4-car pile-up. You were the only one I might like to point out, though, Max, who made it through cleanly.
Oh, man.
It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault.
We didn't,
More than likely not.
But listen, Max, where do you reckon? Do you reckon you can get third in the championship? Peter Meyer weren't here again this week. You're 70 points back. You've just taken a win. Can you get Peter Meyer in the championship, you reckon?
I'm not so sure. Meyer is if he comes back, so if he attends again, it's probably going to be. Well, I think I'm. Oh wait, no, I'm only 5 points back now.
Yeah, you're only 5 points back, mate. You're 25 points, isn't it? Yeah.
10 points. You get 20 points for winning. So yeah, I'm only 10 points. Yeah, if he doesn't show up again, then it's guaranteed, basically. But
well, yeah, if he ain't here, Max, he ain't going to race your track, is he? No, can you get him on the race circuit, Max? Can you have him on the racetrack?
Probably. Meyer is really, really fast. On certain tracks, but on others he's really, really slow. So I'm not sure what exactly that is, but he's a bit inconsistent.
Sound like the gauntlet's been dropped.
Yeah, dude, consistency. Then we'll see how it goes. Max, listen, pleasure to talk to you, buddy. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Oh, yeah, George for I guess keeping the rest of the guys behind me at that point.
Dude, if George threw it away all in his own, bro. He had a bad one. He would get out in front, then he'd spin, get out in front, then he'd spin, get chasing, and then he'd spin. Yeah, he had a bit of a shocker. So there we go. But he still got a podium.
Yeah. I think, wasn't it George? It was me, then Jerry, and then George, right?
Yeah, it was, yeah. You, then Jerry, then George, so yeah, that way.
Yeah, I think I'm officially out of running for the championship now.
Yeah, I think we'll let the mathematicians do that, though, Max. I haven't got enough time to take my shoes and socks off and work it all out for you.
Yep.
Listen, dude, take care. Have a good one, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.
Thank you. Right, last and not least on this one as well. The man went into the race a champion and finished second, 4 laps down from his what was rival as well on the race circuit of Mr. John Uyan. But he is still the champion despite what can only be classed as more spins than Kyler Minogue in a video. But let's have a chat with him now. Mr. Ross Smith. Ross, how are you?
Dizzy, I guess, if I'm spinning like Kyler.
Was rough,
yeah, it was not a great run. I mean, I kind of knew that it was going to be not so great. So I was trying to just lay back and be sort of just consistent. And the car, just the balance went completely sideways. And I seemed to find every wreck on the track. I don't know why I got so lucky, but they were all right there. I was kind of enjoying just laying back after the spin out of Druids and it ripped the front splitter off. I mean, I was pretty much down and out at that point. So once George and Jerry came around, I'm like, oh, well, this would be fun to watch. So I tried to stay behind all that and enjoy the show, and then ended up part of it. But yeah, as Max was saying, it didn't, it just unfolded that way. But as you saw, it was a pretty wild race. There was a lot of stress on the tires that led to many sketchy moments, and it all came down to who could be the most consistent in the end.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it was a bit of a rough one. But there we go. Ross, going into where we're going, Fuji next. Are you going to be there, or are you going to sit back and relax? You don't have to turn up, do you?
No, I'll be there. I mean, I like to be parts of the races. I mean, today was a bit rough just out of the gate, so I wasn't as worried about it, and that's why I ended up stepping away and taking care of some business on the side here. But yeah, the next two they should be good ones. I was hoping that Ben Borman might finish up the track that he was working on that actually ran at the end of the season, because the one at Sandown was actually in '86. But that was at the time the only one we had. So fingers crossed that he might be able to pull it out. And we go to
what track is
Bin Salam. I can't remember the exact name of it. It's the one in Malaysia that they ran basically once. It's a cool little track. It has kind of characteristics of like maybe even a Brands Hatch. Slightly bent corners in places. It just kind of undulates around a little bit, not quite as much. But it's still very interesting. Nobody else has really run it anywhere, so it'd be great if we could do it. If not, Sandown's a great track too.
Get your malaria vaccinations if you can.
Yeah,
mid 80s, and that sounds like malaria there all day.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Ross, anyone you want to shout out before we let you go, bud?
Well, props to John for showing the jack and making. I think he finished 7th overall, so he was able to stay consistent despite some of the detractors of it. A lot of people abandoning ship, thinking that it wasn't very fast, and he showed that it can be consistent in the right hands. So,
sounds amazing, by the way.
Yeah, it's a great little V12. It's any of the ones that have a V12. Aston Martin in the modern series with the Valkyries Screamer in there. And I will say that when we come up on the next historic, there will be another V12. So we'll have a little bit more ear candy for all those watching.
All right, mate. Well done, Ross. Thanks so much for joining us. And we're going to let you go now as well. Final words from you, Jim, before we wrap this one up. What do you reckon of Brands?
Oh, I loved it. Like I said, I thought that this car track combo was perfect for the era. This was so much fun. I mean, I certainly got an education, a little more education about brands, but I mean, this was phenomenal. I loved it. Fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Thanks so much for joining us. Join in next time out as we head off to Fuji. But I've been JP. I've been in the booth with Jim Cunningham, and I've had Mr. Paul Glover in my ear all evening. Such a pleasure it is as well. For now, and as always, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.